Quickly, who did you target as the early free agent buzz for the Detroit Lions? Because I think it's going to be interesting. Early free agent buzz. Who caught your attention and why?
Yeah, when I take a look at this free agent class, really to me, you think about all the different areas where the Lions should be kind of looking around. And to me, corner is huge. And I mentioned it earlier, but I think you need to go get a free agent corner. And here's why. Carlton Davis obviously is on an expiring contract. And the Lions, I think if they choose to bring him back, like that's your marquee move. Because Carlton Davis isn't going to come back on a 1 year extension. It's going to be 2, 3, 4 years maybe, and you're talking about in the neighborhood of between 13 and 16 million a year probably. So to me, it's not necessarily which specific free agent, but it's about do the Lions elect to fill their needs by bringing back and retaining their own guys like a Davis, like a Derek Barnes, like a Levi Onwuzurike? Do they allocate those assets in free agency to keeping their depth core together? Or do they look externally and you talk about a guy? That's when a guy like a Debo would come in from New Orleans because he's a corner who his market value is slated a little bit below Carlton Davis, and obviously that's due in part to the injury. But when you talk about that, yes, it was a broken femur, but also kind of a freak thing. Like, is that something that's going to happen twice? I certainly hope not. But I think you're right. It's a Brad Holmes special. And it's you buy low on a guy who's coming off an injury, and if he's got to miss part of training camp, we've certainly seen that before with free agent guys that he's brought in. So to me, Adebo makes a ton of sense just with his style of play. He challenges receivers and he gets his hands on the ball. You're talking about a guy with 10 interceptions in his career over 4 seasons. And I think that as long as he can stay healthy or prove that he's getting healthy moving into 2025, I think that's certainly somebody the Lions should try to go after.